Horror Junkies of Utah coming at you today on October 30th. We talk about basically the traditions of Halloween and everything that's come from the holiday. I got the historian girl over here.
Mary Mortem.
And I have
Eddie.
Desiree.
and myself, Marcus. Let's just start talking about this holiday. I was corrected earlier because I thought this was All Hallows Eve.
It is not.
So what is tonight called then if it's October 30th?
It's called Devil's Night.
Devil's
It's
Night.
a night to pull pranks on people you know. Typically like your neighbors, like a ring and dash or toilet paper, things like that. To cause mischief. Kind of like Satan would, quote unquote, that has nothing to do with hell or heaven. It's a night of mischief.
So what is All Hallows Eve then?
All Hallows Eve is actually Halloween. That's where this being derived from. And it's actually, the traditional name is, in the Irish end of it, is Samhain, which is spelled like Samhain. And no, I'm not talking about Danzig Samhain.
Gotcha.
But that is where they got the name of the band. So that's actual Halloween. The reason it's called Halloween now is because of the Catholic Church. They wanted to take away from the pagan traditions of the day, so to deter people from being pagan and to essentially turn them towards Christianity, they created Hallows Day, which is All Saints Day, which is November 1st. So that's why Halloween is now All Hallows Eve, because a hallowed person is a saint.
Gotcha. That's a nice little tidbit of
Didn't know any of that stuff.
historical information. We got a bookworm over here.
I've done my research.
No, you have, because I remember when I first posted this event, and we're actually doing this outside, so if our sound quality isn't the best, fuck you, we don't care. We're around the fire trying to do this.
Fire!
Fire! But yeah, and she said, honestly, it's Hallows Eve isn't. I'm getting embers on me.
Marcus gets a little fire.
It's not, the 30th, and that's interesting. Eddie, what is your first memories of Halloween? Growing up.
Very bitter and sweet.
Well, what the hell does that mean?
Meaning that first couple of Halloween costumes really sucked. When I was a baby, I don't really remember it, but there is pictures of it. My mother decided she wanted to make me a black person and paint me all black and called me Refrigerator Perry from the Chicago Bears. That was a horrible experience.
How old were you when this happened?
I was like a little baby. I was probably like maybe 2, maybe 3. I don't know.
That's a mom fail. I hate to say
Yeah,
it.
that is a
Mom fail.
And then when I was in, I think, the 1st grade, wanted to be a really cool Ninja Turtle, and I wanted the really cool costume, and she said, screw that, we'll do it ourselves, which I don't trust her to do it herself skills,
Oh, this is gonna be good.
because she used a garbage can lid as my turtle shell, and then she put me in green pantyhose,
Yes!
and a green sweater, and a piece of fabric around my eyes.
That's clever, Eddie.
You were
That's
the
Marcus
garbage
Stewart.
turtle, man.
Were you laughing at school?
Yeah. It's like, dude, what happened? Why did you get the awesome one from the store? I'm like, well,
My mom just crafty like that. Okay?
Eddie, I gotta know, was it one of those plastic domed garbage cans?
Yeah, it was the exact one. And I was like, man.
Recycle, reuse, man. She was just trying to save the environment. Alright.
So, like, those first, 12 years of my life sucked for Halloween because it was like, what's mom's gonna whip up this year,
What about you, Des? You got any funny stories like that? I don't think I can top any of
I was
that.
gonna say, not really.
Our show's over, folks.
Any memories of Halloween though growing up? when you were younger? What were you, and what did you and your dad do?
The first Halloween I can really remember, I was probably 5, so kindergarten. Every year we would go to my grandparents' house, go trick-or-treating rather than our neighborhood. Because usually, or in that case, the older people in the neighborhood would give out good candy. Or they'd give out
So
like
your dad
cookies
didn't
or
want you to get
homemade.
the poor people candy?
I guess
Is that
not.
what it is?
Probably because he ate half of it.
He's like, if I'm taking you trick-or-treating,
Dude,
we're
I
going
get
somewhere
some of
that's
it.
got good shit, okay?
But I remember being a vampire, and it was like the not Cisco, but the syrup, the flavored syrup that you would dye.
Oh, Carol syrup?
Yeah, so they took that, put the food coloring in it, and put little streaks down my face because I was a vampire. Well, it tasted really good, so I kept licking my chin, and you could hear my dad yelling at me from the neighborhood. Quit licking your chin! You're licking the blood off. Stop it! And that's like the one thing I really remember was getting yelled at for licking the blood off my chin.
But you were a vampire.
Yeah, so it made sense. I mean, my chin was pretty raw after that, but
She goes up, got this big red area.
Like the dye smeared everywhere.
so that was the first big memory I have.
Awesome. Myself, I think it was my mom just didn't give a shit to do any of the crafty stuff. I always got the dollar store bought costumes. Terrible.
Oh yeah, I will try garbage cans. Try. And then you tell me terrible.
Yeah.
It was also a dollar store garbage can.
That was, I mean, my memories. I always loved Halloween as a kid, trick-or-treating and everything. I never participated in any of the trunk-or-treat or any of that stuff. I was always out late at night, and I always remember a lot of the kids would get like fancy, candy bags.
I use pillow cases, man.
That was me.
Pillowcases,
all
packed
over.
full.
Candy that way.
And
Don't
that's
be
what we
stupid.
got, and that's how it works. But as you guys grew older, did you get more like conscious about Halloween and like what it actually meant? And like when did you stop your like trick-or-treating phase and actually get more serious in Halloween? Or have you ever got serious about Halloween? Any of you guys? Has it always been just a fun kiddie holiday that's always been at heart? Or do you guys get more out of it now that you're older?
I enjoy it more now.
Yeah? Why?
Just because I have more freedom to do things. I have my own
You don't have to
car,
wear
I can
garbage
go
cans.
to the haunted houses, no garbage
His
cans.
own costumes that actually are made from materials.
Well, okay, let's ask that then. Have you guys ever gone to Halloween without dressing up?
Yeah, I have. A few years.
I don't,
maybe once.
I don't think I have. I think I've dressed up every Halloween.
I think I've always pulled something out of my ass at some point.
Yeah, even if it's the last minute.
Yeah, or it's already the day of and I'm somewhere and I'm like, oh look, I like throw tape on myself and I'm a superhero or something.
Do you guys follow that rule then of like, oh, you can't trick or treat past the age of
Oh no.
so and so?
I trick-or-treated as an adult and all the way up until high school. And I told all my neighbors this growing up. I'm like, I'm never gonna stop. Like, I will
better
be
have
a lady.
candy.
You better have candy.
Well, that's awesome. So in the month of October, what would you guys say are your favorite films to watch to get ready for the season?
Mine would have to be, I have to always go to all the Halloweens, all the Jason movies, all the Nightmares. Then I hit a couple classics like Great Pumpkin.
Yeah, that's one I
I
did
hit,
every year.
These are classic Halloweens, yeah. So,
Beetlejuice, that was another good
Beetlejuice.
one. I like watching good ones.
I always watched, especially growing up, Young Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Gene
that's a good one.
Wilder, that's a good one.
I have not seen that movie.
Oh, for shame, Marcus.
Marcus isn't a big fan of the classic horror.
I'm not,
classic
and-
No way, this is like pre-Evil Dead, like B-horror.
I
This is
know,
like
but I just can't.
satire horror.
If it has Frankenstein, Wolfman, or Dracula in the titles, I just don't get into them for some reason. I don't think my horror didn't turn on, and I'm not even an 80s child, I'm a 90s child, but like when I look back in time, like 78's the cutoff for me. Anything before that I don't really enjoy. I know, I'm weird. But I always enjoyed a cartoon that was on around Halloween time, and I can't remember what it's called.
I always enjoyed that Nickelodeon show, Are You Afraid of the Dark?
What about the Goosebumps series?
Yeah, that was good.
Goosebumps are good. I enjoyed that too.
What was the cartoon premise?
For the life of me, I just remember a bunch of kids trick-or-treating and one of their friends is dying or something. And it's got like serious undertones. That's terrible. But it's still a kid movie and I always watched it.
I used to watch that one Nickelodeon show. I can't remember exactly the names. That was about monsters. And it was like, RJ knows what I'm talking about.
You know what, man? My parents did not want to purchase cable from the time, so I missed out, man.
Because when I was...
Well, do you want to phone a friend? Do you want to call her?
We're gonna force you to be on the show because you're not here.
You didn't come, but goddamn it,
We're gonna call you.
What is your favorite tradition out of Halloween? Whether it be bobbing for apples or carving
Bob for apples, easy for
Well, god damn it, we're old now, so come on, I did back in the day. I know nowadays it doesn't
I never
happen.
bobbed for the apples.
I ate donuts off a string, but I never stuck my face in a
I did plenty of times. A bunch of Halloween parties. A bunch of nuts and what?
No, maybe they just couldn't afford donuts.
Fuck you guys. What about you guys? Any famous Halloween traditions that you...
For the longest time, we would always do caramel apples. I don't know why we stopped doing that, but yeah, we would buy the stupid little kits that have the fruit roll-up looking caramel.
Yeah.
That you would take, literally wrap it around the apple, not even old school dipping it in the caramel.
Yeah, you
that
just press
ghetto.
it on. I remember those. I don't even think they market those anymore.
I don't
Thank
think
God.
they do either.
I hope that asshole got fired.
Do they still sell the Halloween cereals and stuff?
Yes!
Yes.
I
Count
bought each of
Dracula
them. I bought each of them this year, and Target had a special bag, so now I get a castle with my monster. Yeah!
Right on.
Probably for me is carving pumpkins. I make sure I carve a pumpkin at least once every year.
You haven't done it yet.
Yeah,
Really?
at my house.
You didn't invite me.
That's what I was supposed to do. I didn't know this little party was going to be so big.
Jeez.
You take it away from my traditions, man.
Hey, I got 4 pumpkins over there. You can go carve every one of them. Good. So, in the spirit of Halloween, what's always scared you guys? As a child and even as an adult, we all have our irrational fears that we grew up with, and we look back why was I scared of that? But we still always have that fear that's with us till this day. What is it?
So, some of you may or may not know the tradition of trick-or-treating, or not trick-or-treating, but dressing up, came about because in some pagan traditions or Celtic traditions, it's the one night of the year, the bells the thinnest, so all the spirits of the dead, or hell, or wherever you want to call it, can walk the earth. And so we dress up to avoid being mistaken for spirits, or to hide ourselves from the spirits so that they don't try to escape us. So that's probably been my biggest fear is that what if it was the apocalypse on Halloween night, or what if I actually see someone, for example, family members that have passed or whatever, or at least feel their presence or something like that. That's probably spookiest. And probably the Headless Horseman, because let's be real, Ichabod going through the woods at night on Halloween night, fuck that, man.
Yeah. What about you, Des?
So mine's not as deep as that. It was I can't remember which Goosebumps it was, but when the girl puts on the mask and the mask sticks to her face and she turns into, that's what I was always afraid of.
when you got your Halloween masks, you thought they would.
Yeah, I was like, what if they fucking stick to my face and I'm stuck as this for the rest of my life?
Better choose a good one.
Yeah, no kidding. Right?
So is that your childhood fear, or is that still your fear
Kind
to
of
this day?
still.
Is that why you
That's why I
refuse to do
paint my
masks
face.
anymore?
That's why I paint my face rather than put on a mask. Just saying. Just saying.
And Eddie?
Part of my childhood fear is my damn uncle and dressing up as Leatherface and chasing me around the neighborhood.
Well, you
Chased
do.
me to the schoolyard, and I puked, and it was a crazy time. But he used to always take great pride in scaring the shit
That
out of me.
was his tradition, man. He was such a horror fanatic that he used to dress up every year as a famous killer.
Either Michael Myers, Jason,
And the Leatherface one was pretty bad.
And that year I was Kit. I was Gene Simmons from Kit. And I had these big ass platform shoes on and run through the neighborhoods with platform shoes with a bitch.
Now you've lived every woman's life ever. How does it feel?
I give him a lot of respect.
Did your mom make that costume, or did you buy it?
She actually did a good job on that one, actually.
She actually made the Gene Simmons costume.
I bought the mask, though.
But she made the...
Yeah, the actual costume.
Oh, cool. What
You
about...
didn't do the face paint with your actual tongue? Like, wow.
No, because I went to the store and they had a licensed official Kiss Gene Simmons mask. And they actually took a mold of his face and his tongue and everything.
Oh.
And it's so realistic that it was just badass. I had to have it.
Just be real, man. Your tongue's not long enough.
Sure.
There are very few people who are.
Yeah.
The guy's like a lizard. He's like, ooh, a fly.
And now, at fair, I don't know. I don't really have one.
I'm gonna wager that it probably still is Leatherface. Like, if someone wanted
You
to
know
fuck
what?
with you
I
one
think
year.
Mary is right, because I've been through so many fucking haunted houses with this guy to this day. In his adulthood, he hears that chainsaw and he is gone.
But I think the
Gone this year,
chainsaw.
okay?
I think the chainsaw in and of itself is intimidating, because even though like the chain is off or whatever, I'm still like, motherfucker, if you come within 1 inch, like.
Well, and then not only that, it puts off that smell of gas
And
and
the-
noise.
I think it's the sound that's probably the most
It is terrifying.
Unsettling about it.
Because as much as you tell yourself the chain's off, your body still reacts like, what if
Yeah.
it's not? What if it's gonna rip through my flesh and send blood and bone all over the
Even
place?
still, like, what if this asshole dropped it from him waving at his hand and it, like,
In the
who
face.
fucks me up because it's, like, jiggling everywhere.
Very true. You know, my biggest fear when I was a kid would probably have been like the supernatural, ghosts and stuff. I was always afraid of like going to graveyards and having fucking someone follow me back or crazy shit like that. And nowadays it's just those crazy Asian girls in white makeup from like The Grudge and stuff.
Those are still kind of disturbing. I never actually watched those movies because I didn't really want to waste my time, but...
They're freaky, man. They're not good movies, but the premise, I just don't like the body movements. That scares me so much, the unnatural contortion.
I think the most unnatural one that I ever saw was when I was in high school, I think at the time, so I was like 17 or 18, and they re-released The Exorcist for its like 20th anniversary, and they took out all the deleted stuff.
And they
that
put the spider crawl in?
Yeah, the spider crawl. When I saw that, I was like, ah!
Me too. I was like, that's so unnatural and disgusting.
Ever since then, it just creeps me out. In any movie, usually they're in Exorcist movies, but when people move like that, it's so unnatural and disturbing.
Have you guys seen the Exorcism of Emily Rose?
Yes.
Yeah.
That freaks me out. And it's
Yeah.
like a courtroom drama, but it's still scary. I don't know.
You know what was a crazy movie was Shudder.
I did not see that one.
Shudder was an interesting aspect because like a lot of guys would be fucked if that was real.
Why?
Every
I
man
haven't
ever.
seen Shudder either.
It's like his ex-girlfriend's like haunting
Yeah,
him.
and she's like on his shoulders like the whole time.
Isn't that the camera though? Like he's taking pictures?
Yeah, and his wife finds out. It's not as a fair.
Another one I didn't like was White Noise.
I liked white noise.
No, I liked it, but it scared me.
Oh, okay. I
Because
was
like every time a TV came on and that I was like, turn it to a different channel.
Yeah. That was pretty scary, but that's true. That's how people have caught like EVPs and things like that.
Have you ever been somewhere or done like the ghost hunting stuff and you just shivered like you actually... I mean, I know we've all done the EVP stuff and we went ghost hunting. And let's face it, sometimes it's just our mind, but have you ever been to a place and had that experience where you were just so scared and it was so real?
I don't know if scared is the right word, because when I think of that type of fear, I think of really horrible dreams, because I don't know, dreams take on a different aspect because you're asleep. So they're much more terrifying, but when I've gone ghost hunting several times, and there are times when, maybe not when there was something present, but when I was scared that something might pop up or something, or I'd get something or I'd hear a whisper, and like my heart would drop and I'd feel really cold and I'd just be like, oh shit. But I think that was more me just being afraid of how they would try to communicate, not necessarily them.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything supernatural that ever just came out?
I wouldn't say it was a supernatural per se, or it scared me, but when we went on our honeymoon to Waverly Hills Asylum in Louisville, Kentucky, it was just a weird feeling, whether it be just the history of it, or whether we felt something or not. It just...
I mean, 64,000 people historically died
there, yeah. It just was a very creepy, depressing, sad feeling almost. But that's pretty much the only thing I've ever experienced.
My dreams are just fucked up.
You all know that, man. I'm gonna get to that next. You know this story, guys, about my old house, right?
Yeah.
But do you know it, Eddie?
Yeah, I've heard about it a zillion times.
Do you know it?
Yes, you did tell it to me as well. Everybody knows it.
Yeah,
here.
dude. Like, that's the first thing you tell everybody when they first meet
But
you.
it's insane because I am such an atheist and such like a non-believer in the paranormal and all of that. Although I find it interesting and like to entertain myself with the idea, I cannot explain that experience, and I'm not gonna explain it. I'll do it in another podcast since all these assholes know.
We're the asshole. You
I
tell
don't-
it to all of us.
I don't
and
want to waste their time.
Weird
But
asshole.
it was crazy. I've never seen a full body apparition before like that. Just nuts. So, that's the next thing I was going to talk about. Dreams. When you guys dream, do you have, and I mean not like dream like you're on the ocean, but like nightmares. Are your nightmares, are you in control when you have them, or is it kind of like you're watching a movie?
My dreams feel very real. I feel at times I'm in control, but it seems like towards the end it always spins off into its own direction. Most of the time, I mean, they're nightmares, but I mean, they're just dreaming too. But I have some like real fucked up dreams.
Okay, well, let's hear one.
So, like, I had a dream once that my mother got crucified upside down.
Oh, Jesus.
I had one dream where I thought my stepdad was having. So we have this. Well, we used to. He has a cabin up there, and he put a shed on top over a hole that he dug out. Put like a plastic tank in there, and used it as supposed food storage. But I always said it was like a creepy hole where he kept like sex slaves or something.
Yeah.
And he had this like big carpet over and everything, because if you walked in the shed, you wouldn't even know it was there. And so, kind of based off the Asian guy and the white guy that was killing all those girls and trying to use them as sex slaves, and they built that torture room. But anyways, I ended up going up there and I ended up finding the girls and I ended up helping them out, and then I'm waiting for my stepdad because I'm gonna kill his ass, and I end up killing my stepdad. I just have some of the craziest dreams. I mean, I
I've
feel so
never
good.
killed someone in my dreams.
Like, I woke up and, like, I'm breathing so hard I feel like I'm gonna die. There's
Like
been
covered
moments.
in sweat type thing and just.
There's also too, like, some people, I have those one dreams where people, like, you feel like you're falling and all of a sudden you wake up and you're like, "Ugh."
I actually, as creepy as that experience is, I love it. I love being taken out of REM sleep and just woken up.
And usually my dreams are based off of what I usually watch right before I go to bed. And usually before I go to bed, I usually watch horror movies or crime.
Torture porn, he's like watching the
Torture.
American Guinea Pig, so he's screaming about getting grilled up. What about you, Des?
Is it weird that I always see my dreams from a third perspective?
No.
Like, I don't ever really experience my nightmares. I see them.
But do you see yourself, or do you see yourself as like in a different body or like a different appearance?
Yeah, like a different person type of thing. Or maybe not even myself. Like, sometimes it's not even me that's in it. It's somebody else. So, like, it's something scary happening to somebody else that I'm watching. I don't think that's normal.
No, because I've had those dreams too.
It's just weird.
Have you ever heard the saying, and I don't know if it's scientifically correct or not, but they say that you can't make up a face in your dream? Like, you've seen it somewhere?
The theory is that it's not necessarily you've seen it somewhere, it's that you can't create a face from scratch. So any face you see in your dreams is a composite to someone you've seen, or like a composite of different people. Like,
that would make sense.
Like, for example, I could dream of like you two, and then like a random third person, and maybe that third person has a composite of like my brother-in-law and a guy that I work with. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. That makes
I think
sense.
it's continuing on if you are making up a person in your dream.
My dreams, I've always been, do they call it lucid dreaming, where you can actually do
Whatever you want in your dream. Like,
Yeah.
if you're like, I want a broadsword, you like pop up with a broadsword.
Yeah.
I guess. I would think so, yeah.
and it's so weird. Like, I know when I'm dreaming and I'm just like, alright, let's go have an adventure. But I can't control the environment or the people around me. But I can move wherever I want. It's not like watching a video. Like, if this was a dream right now, I could get up and go inside or jump the fence. And I know that I'm doing that sometimes, and it's kind of scary that I know that I'm dreaming because I don't fear consequences, and I do some pretty fucked up shit.
That makes me wonder if you're actually, like, getting rested when you sleep, if you're conscious of that.
I don't know.
That's interesting.
It's weird, though.
My dreams are more or less really poorly edited experiences. Like, if I were to take, almost as if someone were looking at a memory. Like, when you think of a memory, and instead of like fluid motion, it's almost like cut really bad touch strings. Like let's say I'll be in my living room, and then I'll cut scenes, and then all of a sudden I'm at work, and there's no explanation of how I got there, but somehow it just goes along with the fact that I was in my yeah.
Got ya.
It's like implied transition, I guess. And also, I heard that most people don't dream in color. Most people dream in black and white. And I've always dreamt in color, save for one time.
Yeah.
Now that you mention that, I don't know if I have ever had a black and white dream.
I don't think I have.
But you know one.
Is that just perception?
I don't know.
Maybe we think we're seeing color, but we aren't. But I don't know how you scientifically say someone can't.
Well, I heard it somewhere. I suppose I could Google it right now. But I was watching, if anyone ever watched 30 Rock from the Sun, back when that used to play on weeknights.
Yeah.
They had this episode where each one of the characters had a dream, and I remember Sally's dream was in black and white, and I thought that was so bizarre. I was like, why the hell is she dreaming in black and white? Like, is this supposed to be like an artsy-fartsy, like, is it supposed to be intense? I don't understand. And I remember talking to one of my friends about it, and she was like, oh, I learned about this in my so-and-so class, and most people don't dream in black and white. They don't dream in color. And it reminds me of that Pearl Jam song, like, she dreams in color, she dreams in red. Like, apparently it's a something that most people don't have, and it also speaks to like your intelligence or the way you like process learning or things like that.
Wow.
Yeah. The one thing I've always noticed, like, I know some people are like, I want to have a dream tonight. I go to sleep. I'm gonna have a dream, and they can't do it. Or
You?
I don't ever want to have a dream. I don't want to dream. I can't do it, but I know how to turn my like dream center on more. And how I do it is I can, if I read like 15 to 30 pages of the book before I go to sleep, I'm almost guaranteed like 9 times out of 10 to have a very vivid dream. Because I know they say like you dream 4 to 5 times a night, don't remember most of it, blah, blah, blah. But if I read before I go to sleep, it's like guaranteed I will have some sort of vivid dream. But it has to be like, I almost have to fall asleep while reading, where you just get so tired you can't read anymore and then you just pass out.
Alright, here's a question. Best Halloween candy that people can give out and worst Halloween candy that people can give out.
We were talking about this earlier, but I think it's fucking Smarties, man.
That's
Worst?
the best.
It's
I was
the
gonna say
worst.
worst or best.
That's the worst. It's so gross. The best Reese's, man.
Yeah, good choices.
I think chocolate and Mars candy bars, because Mars makes way better candy than Hershey's or Nestle. So those, I honestly like. Everyone hates these, but I honestly like the Mary Jane Tappies, the peanut butter Tappies. Like everybody hates those. And I also really like candy corn. And I know growing up, a lot of kids are like, "Oh my god, I got candy corn."
I'm like exactly like you. Like candy corn is crap to me.
It's really good. I hated Smarties. I also hated, oh no, I can't think of it. My mind just looks like, oh, Tootsie Rolls. Like, regular chocolate Tootsie Rolls. First of all, they're hard as fuck. So you can't chew them. And second of all, it's not real chocolate. Like, it's, I don't know, it's like, if you, like, were out of chocolate milk and you, like, poured water in it to, like, savor the chocolate or something. Like,
It's so true, though.
it's gross. Don't give them to kids. Like, it's like a porn.
And you can tell the cheap house that buys the cheapest bag of candy because it's Tootsie Rolls, Smarties, and Dum Dums.
Yeah.
Okay, now that you said that, yeah. Dum Dums were always mine. Like, fucking give me a Tootsie Pop at least, so there's more to get out of it. But yeah, a little Tootsie, like a little Dum Dum sucker. No, thank you. Bubble gum though, I would trade people for bubble gum.
We all know
Like
your bubble gum obsession.
was the best thing people could hand out. Best and worst candy, Eddie, to get on Halloween.
Best candy's Reese's, man.
That's what I said.
That's where it's at. Worst candy. Probably sugar babies. That shit was fucking nasty. I don't know why the fuck people give me sugar babies.
I don't even know what a
Do
sugar
you mean
baby
sugar
is.
daddies?
Or sugar daddies. Whatever the fucking thing is
I'm like,
called.
what's a sugar baby? Like, come here, mama.
It's another one of those hard candies where you're just like,
It's like, dude, do you want me to
And-
break my teeth?
and
It's
what
like,
is-
shit.
And what is it supposed to be? It's like a mix between
Hang on,
a
though.
Tootsie Roll and a caramel.
Is it
Yeah,
a sugar
it's
baby
like-
or a sugar
it's
daddy?
It's sugar daddy.
Okay, I would like a sugar baby at every door I went to.
But that shit was rough on the teeth. It was like, damn, break my teeth out.
That's so sad too, because I remember almost pulling my teeth out on sugar daddies, like when I was 10 or 11. Like sometime I remember I lost one of my teeth when I was from eating a milk dud.
Oh,
like it
God.
came out. And what's so sad is that last year the same thing happened to me because my crown came out and I was eating taffy and I was like, oh my god, I'm 8 years old all over
Isn't
again.
It's like dots. Who the fucking made dots?
Right?
That person needs to be shot. Because what the fuck did you create? You created a fucking candy that rips out teeth or fucks
And
teeth
it's
out.
hard as fuck when you get it. You're like,
Yeah.
I think they're
It's
invented
nasty
by
fruit
dentists.
flavors.
So, like, let's get as many clients as we can. God.
Caramel apple suckers were good too. I
They
like
were good.
caramel
But that's
apple
another one
suckers.
that like you would pull your
Or
teeth
teeth
out
out.
on. But like you were so good you didn't care. You're just like, yeah.
Yep.
Or like jawbreakers, like, yeah, let's break the jaw and break the teeth while we're at that one too.
I
You know what
love
one I hate? Is warheads.
Really?
Sour warheads?
Pussy.
They're so bad. Like I take one, I'm like, oh
Well, if you go to RJ's house for trick or treating, that's what you're getting: sour heads and crushed peppers,
Fucking packets of mustard and ketchup.
and crackers.
Hold up, she gives out crackers.
No, she was like, if they're a late kid, this is what they're getting. Like, at least she's honest about it. At least she's not like passing out raisins trying to pass the candy. You know what I mean? Like,
What are you guys' thoughts, real quick, since we're on candy? This big thing that's going on Facebook and it's driving me crazy.
are you talking about the ecstasy?
I am.
Yeah.
What the hell is
First
up
of all, who doesn't check their kids' candy? Period. Like,
No kidding.
who doesn't be like, hey, honey, let me make sure? Because I mean, even if people aren't trying to poison your kid, like, what if like it dropped out on the ground and like there was
Or
like
it's out of
dog
his
feces
wrapper.
there or something? You know what I mean? Like,
I'd rather have the ecstasy than dog.
Is this
No,
a baby Ruth?
what I'm saying is, it's like if you're just letting your kid go to place and then just eat whatever the hell they want without checking it, like.
That's your fault.
Ecstasy for on Halloween is not your first problem, man. Like, what the hell? So, with that in mind, I think it's retarded. It's like, it's true, nobody's gonna give away free drugs. And, like, people who use drugs usually aren't twisted like that. They're like, oh, I'm gonna get
Give it
like
to a
this
kid.
kid like high as fuck. And it's gonna. No, they're like, there is scratching in the walls, and I need to clean the bathroom, and oh my god, like nobody's gonna pay attention to like doing that. And not only that, but no, people just don't do that. It never happens. And like, if you're reaching, like, if a kid's like, oh, can I have some candy? Oh yeah, and grabs in a bowl of unwrapped shit, I'm pretty sure the kid's gonna be like, what is that? Like, I think I should ask my mom, or the parent I hope would be there too.
Yeah, be like, oh, you shouldn't eat that.
Yeah, we're gonna not go to this house and mark it off the map next year, kids.
Yeah, no shit. I mean, I think you summed it up right there. I don't know what your guys' opinions are.
Yeah, it's stupid.
The whole
Everybody's their
ecstasy thing that's going. I think it's just a Facebook scare tactic.
It's just like, oh, look out for razor blades in your chocolate. It's like, I'm gonna see the wrappers open and throw that shit away before I get to a razor blade. Like, like somebody has a hot iron press and like a candy wrap machine and shit, like making it look all
To
legit.
reseal it.
Like,
Right? I mean, it's preposterous, but I don't know. It's kind of like that Sam's rule though. You trick or treat, always check your candy. No, Mr. Wilson.
but that's because the director wanted to play on that irrational
Oh, I
fear.
know. He did.
So
There's a ton of them in that movie.
there is.
That's another great Halloween movie. I mean, I love movies that play on tradition, and I love just talking about the tradition.
When I first saw Trick or Treat, I was stoked that they actually embodied, like, for lack of a better word, a saint for Halloween. Like, Sam he's the protector of Halloween traditions, so that would make him the saint of Halloween.
Yeah.
And that's what spoke to me the most about his character and the whole movie and the whole aspect. And it really makes me sad that people don't give that movie the credit it deserves. I shared a link on my Facebook that said it should achieve cult status, and I totally agree. It definitely should. It kind of has, but not to the where you can actually label it like a cult classic. Like, the following isn't that big.
I think it will grow over time, though, more.
I think it will. I especially think it will with Krampus, because that was part of the problem with Trick or Treat, is that it was an independent film, so it didn't get released on the big screen. It only got released at like film festivals and stuff.
Well, and then it had so many hang-ups. I mean,
That's
coming
true,
from
too.
the horror community, I was so excited when I first heard about the film, because I remember seeing the short
The film that
that
they
he
did.
put
Like
out.
the
Yeah.
little cartoon. with,
Cartoon.
Yeah.
And then I heard there's going to be a full-length feature, and then it got delayed, and I mean, it went like through 6 years of delays.
That's true. I'm excited for Krampus because it's by the same
Yes.
people, and so with Krampus being in theaters, it's going to give that director
More
recognition.
recognition and
Yeah, and
following.
then it's going to fall back on Trick or
Trick or
Treat,
Treat,
so people know what it is.
Well, and then he said, I read an interview with him that he's, after Krampus is done, he's full on Trick or Treat too, so
That's awesome.
we'll see how that goes. And they already just released the Days of the Dead comic thing.
For comics, because it originated. There's a few comics that Trick or Treat's had a few comics, or at least has one comic book series currently, and they did the Days of the Dead as kind of like, I think it's more or less like a graphic novel. Or like a comic novel. But I saw that and I thought that was pretty awesome too.
It is. That movie, that's one of those movies, and few movies do it, that can just encompass all of Halloween. I think another one that does it is Halloween 4. You all seen that?
Of course I've
Actually,
seen
no.
Oh my god, you haven't seen Halloween 4?
No.
You haven't seen Halloween 4?
No.
You just lost points!
So?
You bust my nuts about taking my Halloween makeup, and I lost points. Well,
Hey, Halloween is a movie. I'm talking about the holiday. Like, I'm talking about ancient Celtic traditions,
well, you're losing
man.
points on the horror fan side then.
Okay, that's fine.
No, but that's what I like about Halloween 4, because it actually talks a lot about old tradition, and it has.
Well, Halloween, at the end of Halloween 3, it touched on that too. Because he was talking about the pagans made sacrifices to the god of the underworld on Samhain, which it's not actually pronounced that way, but anyway. So they touched on that and how they were sacrificing the children. And if people out there have never seen Halloween 3, I guess I just ruined the ending, so sorry.
It's okay. If they haven't seen it, they should.
They're probably not. I feel like only people who want to see it will have already seen it, and everybody else will just
think it's crap automatically.
or just don't watch horror movies as much as horror
There's
fans.
too many haters on it. Let's just be honest. It's
Michael's
people
not
here-
even in
Michael's
it.
not- I'm not gonna watch that one.
Technically, Michael was in it on the TV screen for a preview for the
Yes,
original
he
Halloween.
was.
How's that
Sure.
for marketing? But I had actually wrote an article that Remorg did with John Carpenter, and the idea behind Halloween 3, or maybe it was Deborah Hill actually, they did an interview with her, and the whole idea was that John wanted to do a different story on Halloween night.
Yep.
So it wasn't just Michael Myers, the boy of Halloween. It was, this is Halloween, and this is what happens to different people on a different Halloween. So the first two, of course, you need to finish the story, so he made Halloween 2. And then Halloween 3, they were like, okay, so let's do this story about like the ancient pagan rituals. And they did that, and then because it plummeted and people were expecting it to be a part of a franchise at that point, they stopped and they went back to Michael Myers, but John Carpenter dropped out after that.
Yeah, I read that same interview, not in that magazine, but I read it in Horror Hound. But same concept, they're talking with him about that, and he said the same thing. But that's how it goes sometimes. Anyway, so our last little thing to sum up Halloween. How do you guys feel about Halloween this year? Are you excited? Are you ready? What are you guys gonna do? Anything fun tomorrow?
Is it weird that I enjoy handing out candy to little kids? Like, I look forward to that. I like that. Seeing kids that still carry that tradition of going out trick-or-treating. It's not the typical trunk-or-treating anymore. It's the parents and the kids that actually put an effort into
hard.
it. I just love handing out candy to kids.
Well, and then is it weird that I want to say while you're handing out candy, I'm just so thrilled to chase them with the chainsaw at the same time?
No.
Scare them.
I love it. We did it last year. It was awesome.
Yeah.
You could always do the porch scare where you're just sitting on the porch like a prop.
Like a prop.
Those are the cool houses because you got to scare without being like too freaked out.
We had a couple people last year that totally just walked by. Would not come up because we actually did a good job on our little thing we made. What about you, Eddie?
For me, overall this month has been awesome. I think this is the best October and Halloween I've had in a very long time. As Horror Junkies, we've accomplished a lot in the month of October.
Yeah.
We've had tons of fun. Went to some events. It's been
You could bet on the radio now. Holy cow.
It's been an awesome month. So tomorrow, I don't have anything set in stone, so I'm looking just to enjoy the Halloween and relax and take it easy.
And Miss Mary.
Actually, everything that I love to do on Halloween, I've already done. I did my Great Pumpkin Exchange, which I love.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was way fun.
Thank you. People out there need to be my friends. More people need to participate.
You'll figure out about the Great Pumpkin Exchange in the future.
And I got to dress up for your party and also my friend Cassie's party, so that was fun. And I killed my costume, and it was so cheap. I think I spent $10 on that costume.
You just pulled it off.
And I pulled it off,
Yeah.
and it was amazing. So I was really proud to be Victor Frankenstein from Frankenweenie.
That is a Tim Burton film. Right?
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
It's an awesome movie.
And then tomorrow, I think I'll just be carving pumpkins and handing out candy, and I don't know. I might do something along the lines of like a pagan tradition. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a tarot reading for one of my friends or something cool like that.
You do tarot readings?
Kind of.
You should do mine.
I totally bring my cards and do yours. But don't laugh at me when I still have the book, because I can't remember what all
It's
the
all
cards
good.
mean.
I just
But I
want
know
my-
how to interpret
I
them
did-
together.
I just want reading.
I have
Anyway.
various decks.
Maybe we'll make a little video out of this tarot reading for our channel, guys. Anyways, I am Marcus. We have...
Eddie?
Desiree?
And Mary.
And we really enjoyed this conversation about Halloween and all our fears. And we want you guys to have a great night and have a safe, wonderful Halloween tomorrow. We will see you all later.
See you later.